Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome once more to Retro Spectrum. I'm Ewan Spence, and it's our first look at Nixy The Glade Sprite. Now, I've seen this screenshot pop up a couple of times in the community since I started in June 19. It's October 19 as I record this now, and it is one of the new Spectrum games that has come out in recent history, and it's a delightful little platformer. It's got some gorgeous graphics, controls are wonderful, and I've had a quick look, sort of basically to check that the control stick and everything works through it. So I thought, you know what, let's just go straight into this and what's effectively sort of first look review, sort of hybrid that's going on at this point as well. It's a 128K game, so let's call up the 128K machine and get ourselves underway with Nixy. And of course, let's just have a listen to the music as well. There we go. Not quite a smooth transition there. Powered by AGD and arcade games designer Nixy The Glade Sprite, with, quite frankly, really easy to navigate menu screen. Space moves you down. Commands are on the screen, as you can see there. And enter allows you to check. Well, we're going to go with the Kempston, because that's what my PlayStation's. Things I like about this game. M shuts off the music. If you remember me talking about Doom Pit at the start of last week, it's just like, I wish there was an option to kill the music. There is here. It's M. I want to go back to that screen. That's got the delightful details. Oh, we'll get to that. So, or did I have them copied down in a copy of it? I did actually. Yeah, there we are. So codes. Dave Saphir, AGD by Jonathan Caldwell, loading screen by John Blythe. We have our new music and everything going on here. The Gaia Stone. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to keep the music round for the first time round, okay? So, the Gaia Stone, which is the heart of the glade, has been corrupted, and the once beautiful flowers are turning dangerous, as you can see from the blue Triffidy Audrey-shaped device going through. Audrey's at the top, we've got blue Triffid down here, going through. They're turning dangerous. In other words, typical platform stuff, don't touch them when they're bitey. Guide Nixy through the subterranean forest on your quest to restore harmony to the glade once more. Haha. So, nice scene setting for the platform, and straight away you can see a huge care for the graphics. You've got Nixy there in your white sprite going through. We've got great use of colour to sort of show where the walls are that you can get to in terms of the purple. You've got flowers that just sort of cover the ground. You've got your jump key as well. But watch out for the dropping vines. There's a lot of deadliness in here. And I think that's one of the things that makes it really feel like a... Well, we know it's a modern Spectrum game, but it makes it really feel like a Spectrum because it's vicious. You know, so for example here, bite. You can walk through when it's not biting, but if I was to walk through when it was biting, game over. So there we go there. Purple representing the ground. There's vines that aren't actually doing anything. And we've got some nice, as always, some nice coding on the jump. And of course you can change your jump pattern in midair. So snap and run. Over we go. And oh, we have a mystery dark blue object, which is there. And also, you got to watch because you can jump too far in this game. So, for example, if I jump from here, it's alright if I kick, but if I jump from here, death by falling too far. It's one of the few complaints I have. It doesn't feel like a genuine death. Now I've played it once or twice through, it's clear that what was happening there is that Nixy's down because you're falling too far. Which, let's to be fair, it's a pretty standard platform game trope, but it's about the only thing that really does feel little tiny bit off on the game, but it's outweighed by almost everything else. So lots of sprites going up and down. Okay, and we've got a nice little sort of vine to climb up here. Oh! And I just put my head above enough that it snipped me. Ah! Vicious game. Game over. Back we go. So this time we can press M and the music switches off. Much as there are times where I love the 128K music and the 3-channel sound, there are times where I'm just like, I just want to play the game. So thank you for having the ability to turn the code music off. There we go. So again, patience is the key here. Take the Gaia Stone, step down nicely, let Bitey get over with. Of course, now we have the spirits. First time I played this, I thought that was an extra life. I went, oh, I'm going to catch that. And I went, oh, it's not an extra life. It's death. There we go. So, right, so we're back to our screen here. I've now realised I can jump all the way up. I don't know if that mushroom actually does anything or not. That's the thing. It just looks very inviting. Oh yeah, there's the other tiny complaint I have, and I know it's possibly from AGD, but if you can just, I'm kind of just hovering there because the graphic, I think because the graphic that makes up that little sticky out bit goes out just a little bit, so it just like needs an extra 2 pixel dot to make it feel like I'm balancing on the edge. But that, pay attention. So that again is just one of the slight tiny flaws, but you know what? It is such a tiny flaw. But you know, as with all reviews, it's like, oh, I've got to pick out a tiny flaw for you. So we want to sort of so there we go. So look, the 2 different shades of purple. That the purple with the bright attribute I cannot climb through, but the purple with the soft attribute looks like I can. Oh, or is it I can climb through the plants? How did I get my head up there earlier? Oh, there's how to do it. Oh, and now we're into good pixel detection. I'm just away from the sprite, just away from Audrey too. There we go. Hey, there we go. Right, okay, I've not seen this level now. So it's pretty clear what you got to do. You've just got to fall through everything. And remember, we've got you can fall to your death from jumping over too far. So let's just. This is like an old sort of miner's climb here. Oh, that didn't work. I just fell back again. Okay. So is that just fall down there? Or let's just try fall. Yes, it is. And just feel safe and just wait. Wait. There we go. Stuck through there. And here we go into safety. Haha, there we go. So it is an AGD game. And if you've played around with AGD even just a little bit, you will realize just how much attention has been put into Nixy here. But it's just really, really nice. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement in the graphics. And look, there's a simple test here. If this had been released as a budget game back in the 80s, you would have lapped this up. This would have, been, yeah, this is quite clearly a really good value game. You think of something like, Super Robin Hood or something compared to this. This is far ahead. Do I need to double? I need to double to get through them there. There we go there. It's just really well done. It's also a good illustration of the opposite way of doing color clash. I've talked about this before. Batman the Caped Crusader is probably the main one here. There's 2 ways to handle color clash on the spectrum. There's actually now 3 in the 21st century. But the 2 that you had then was either your sprite gets priority. So here, if Nixie's over something, everything would be white. But as you can see here, the background takes priority. So that green vine shines through as green. It's a decision that you make at the programmer level. Okay, I'm hovering again. And the decision here has been kind of made for you by HED, which is the background gets priority. Let me just focus. There we go here. There's a third option nowadays, and that's to use what's called ULA+, which increases the color palette on the spectrum and allows you to do fancy things with the pixels. A ULA Plus version of Nixy is bundled in the download, but it's not one that I'm running here. I'm running the 128K version here. It's an AGD, so I'm not sure if there's a 48K version of that available. That does. You've got to double down there, and you're going to put me back to start the screen. Okay, right. good proper Spectrum game should be vicious like that. It should be hard. That's what made a Spectrum game. Never forget that lesson, the 21st century developers. Just because you're pitching this up against the sort of easiness of something like Forza Horizon 4, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to make your Spectrum games down to that level. Keep them as rewarding. Oh, keep running, keep running. Keep on running. Don't run that fast, though. Ah, that one life is represented by the one life on screen. That's Nixy there. Yeah, what's the full name of that one? It's Nixy the Glade Princess. Nixy the Glade Sprite. There we go. There. Lovely game. Can we just? I'm just going to call up the screenshot there because there's one other thing. Well, we can do that there with the instruction that you got there. I'm going to leave you with just one thought. Imagine if this had come out around about the time of, say, I don't know, Barbarian or Vixen. How much fun do you think the YS team would have had with the cover of the magazine that advertised Nixy? I think that would have been delightful. There we go. That's Nixy, the Glade Sprite. Annie Johns and John Blythe behind that one. Annie Johns for the coding, John Blythe for graphics. And that's downloadable at itch.io, and we'll put the link in the comments for you to get. I'm Ian Spence, me and Retro Spectrum. Sort of first look, run through, early review of Nixy.